name's Isaac Henderson. I'm from Nanaimo, British Columbia. I'm representing Vancouver Island. I love the island. I love the West Coast feel. I love the ocean. I love the beautiful weather. I love the sunny climate we're living in right now. I'm a diehard Canucks fan for sure. I gotta say sorry to the Flames, but they died with me when I moved out. I'm here for Vancouver all the way. Go Canucks, go. Go Canada, go. Today is the 22nd. Today is the game against Canada versus the United States. And I'm pretty stoked because we all know the Americans are going to get completely wiped by the men's hockey team. Last year was my first year that I ever went to HISTORYMAKER. It was actually my first year I've ever heard about HISTORYMAKER. I never knew really much about it. I just heard it was like this big Christian conference that teens would go to have some fun, do some singing, do some moshing. I didn't really know anything about it. I was kind of apprehensive about going just because I didn't know if I would fit in because like back then a year ago, I wasn't the regular die-hard kind of Christian. I was one of those people that I believed in God, but I didn't really care at all about being Christian. Like, I didn't know what it meant, really. I just did it because I didn't want to go to hell. It's one of those things you just say, right? So I'm like, I didn't care about mercy. I didn't care about forgiveness. I didn't care about any of those things. All I knew was that, okay, I'll believe in God, and I'll tell my parents that I'm Christian just to make them happy. I'll tell them whatever they want to hear. So then I heard about HISTORYMAKER. I'm like, oh, another Christian thing, another time for me to get things shoved down my throat. But then my youth group started talking about it more. I started hearing more about it, and I'm like, you know what? That might sound cool. So I found out some friends were going. Sound like a good time, a good escape from my life for a while because things were going very well at the time. I had a girlfriend I was constantly arguing with. I was having problems with like temptation, things like drinking, things that shouldn't have been involved in my life were. So I'm like, okay, I'll get off the island, get a change of scenery, go somewhere else for a change. So went to HISTORYMAKER. And it totally blew my mind about what I saw there and what I felt there. Like, the moment I went up that large flight of steps and overlooked the arena, and I saw all those kids just, like, moshing it out, and I saw, like, Manifest doing his thing on stage, it was completely crazy, man. I was like, wow, this is actually really intense. The thing that really affected me the most was how you can feel like, how I can feel like I could be myself and not be judged there. I didn't have to worry about being embarrassed to say I was a Christian. I didn't have to worry about people calling me out for it or me have to worry about saying, oh, no, I'm homeschooled. I don't go to the Christian school. I didn't have to worry about that there. All those kids were there for the same reason I was there. So there I am in the arena. I'm there with the praise music going. You got Revolution band going. You got Parachute band going. And I felt something I hadn't felt before. I felt like within this sea of people that I finally felt like God finally found me there in that sea of people. And once I found it and once I felt it, I'm like, this is no mistake. I can totally recognize what that is. So at first I was kind of apprehensive. I'm like, okay, I'll just see what happens. But then the weekend kept on, the general sessions rolled on, and eventually I just kind of gave myself. I'm like, okay, there's no sense trying to hide anymore. There's no sense trying to be in a shell anymore. So I broke out of it. I basically just gave myself up. I'm like, okay, there's no point in trying to be someone I'm not anymore. I know who I am. I know I'm going to be a Christian. I know I want to be a Christian. So from there on, there was no more hiding. There was hands up worship. There was like me actually experiencing what it meant and what it felt. And it was one of the most powerful things I've ever felt, and I will never forget it. I guarantee, as long as you don't care about what everyone else is thinking or what everyone else says and just have a good time for you and try to find something that's worthwhile, I guarantee you will, and you'll never regret it.